and gold, and they start to slowly inch back, and then suddenly the gold flips back in their favor, and they close the game out from there. They get some scaling going in, they get to go into the mid to late game, they start to win.
Yeah, Team Flash have the moment in the game where they power spike, they go hard, and Zissou and the boys just run in. Right now you see the center first pick coming in from Team Flash. That's gonna already set up yet again for Zissou and the boys. The name of the team comp, that's what we're gonna be calling it here today. But J-Team, of course, they have an answer prepared. Very strong answers at that. Because of the Jace ban on red side, because of the Shan ban on red side, all these power picks you usually see ban, Senna, Karma, all left up, all grabbed up.
Goes over to J-Team side, but Team Flash also have a couple options up on their end. Of course, the Nasus is something that has been played extensively with the Senna and the bot side. Can do quite well, especially when you're trying to go a hyper carry composition on the opposing team. The Wither really can shut you down.
Yeah, there's some big questions for Team Flash to answer right now. The next two picks will start to show us what they want to do in the draft.
Here we
There
go.
we go. It's not going to be late game. It's not going to be scaling. It's not going to be Jax. But if you keep in mind, Zissou's Lee Sin was pretty incredible as well. I think in one of the highlight videos, we saw him get something along the lines of 20 kills in a game on Lee Sin in a Wild Rift competitive match. It's not really something that should be happening at all.
That was the focus for Team Flash, right? Riku said it best. Team Flash, they play towards the top side. J-Team, you have this bot side that's making things happen. Both sides do well. They're playing out here. Team Flash, go over the Nasus pick.
Yeah, I kind of expected Empty to have a bit more of a burden to play an Engager, play an Initiator. Something like the Gragas comes to mind. But playing a very strong stat check champion, Senna Nasus, signals right away Team Flash are sticking to their usual identity. Bot side is not our focus. You guys stay down there, heal up, shield up, sustain, skill. We're going to be playing around top side. We're going to be playing around Shy and Coyote.
I think that's my favorite AR, by the way. Nasus?
I didn't actually see it.
You didn't see it?
I was
He was
lost
like...
in your eyes, Brandon.
Okay, alright, fair enough. Well, the Wukong for JT.
Wukong coming in from J-Team, just a very stable pick all around. It's a very cherry pick. I think you call back to one of the things that J-Team have said as well is, well, what does Cherry like to do, right? He likes to sacrifice some tempo to play for our team, play for our laners. Wukong is one of those great champions at doing that. Riku always points out as well, Wukong is so good against the Lee Sin because when he tries to jump in, you just stand on the spot, you spin, you knock him up, you cancel his animation. It can be so effective when J-Team have such a high damage comp to burst you out. Both teams now, different approaches in draft. Team Flash banning away support pick options for DY, engage options for DY. But J-Team banning away solo lane carry options for Coyote and Shy. I love the Zed ban. I love the Renekton ban.
Hopefully Team Flash still have a couple options. This is a best of 5 now, and so we start to see what happens when your champion pool is red, when your opponent understands what you want to try and go for. The Zed and Renekton, very specific to Team Flash's best strengths.
Yeah. These two picks also really just give you such a good ability to attack the top half of the map. With them removed, I'm quite curious what the options are left for Team Flash. Maybe a Garen for Shy? Oh,
that's what I was gonna say. Do you remember when in the WCS when Team Flash went into this series against BRU, against Flash Wolves, and they pulled out the Ashe when you think that they've been red, you think they understand them. They play the Garen, they play the Ashe, so much control in the mid lane.
I think Garen might be a real possibility here as well. They need a front line right now because your comp is basically double marksman. At the same time though, you are kind of lacking damage. That solves that problem.
You've got damage.
You've got damage. It's going to be a very difficult game for Akali, though, I'll be honest with you here. You're diving into Karma, who can reveal you with a tether, AoE shielding, Wukong spinning, Riven stunning, knocking you up. There's just so little space for Shy to play with. But if anyone can do it, this guy's a mechanical prodigy. I think he can do it.
In a difficult matchup as well to start this one off, right? You're going up against likely the Riven in the top side. Even
maybe
if
the Wukong.
It's not, maybe it could be the Wukong. You know, you have some couple of things coming through. Looking to see how well they can punish Shy in the top side. JT round things off. You banned away to set and Galio, but they still have the Rakan.
Yeah, it's not going to get any easier for Shy. Rakan just pops the ultimate, charms you out of your shrouds. It's very easy to shut down Akali here. Shy has a huge burden to be proactive in these team fights. Shy and Zissou really are the ones that need to go in, need to pop off. They need to have the good Tums today, whereas the rest of Team Flash, very stable, front to back. We've got good scaling, we've got sustain, we've got engage. Options are plenty for Team Flash, whereas on the side of J-Team, this is a very brawly comp. You always say, who's gonna be the scary carry on J-Team? Well, you've got a bunch of options.
Not only is there a match on the line, not only is there a slot in the finals on the line, there's also an opportunity for all you guys to either get Stuart or Riku in a polar bear suit. So the
on the side of J-Team, it's gonna be the bot lane factor.
as we start this one off, a lot of things can be kind of considered as well. J-Team do like to try and get some early positions, try to get some early vision. It's now going in here, clearing out a ward on the side of Team Flash.
Yeah, this is a very common what people are doing all the time in competitive games, in solo queue, everywhere really. Don is well aware, he's done his prep. In the hype video, we saw both teams talk about
for whatever time you guys watch from, so that should be 6 p.m. GMT
so
plus
hypothetically,
8.
right, rhetorically,
Generally.
hypothetically, if one of the viewers happened to be Omo, what time would he need to show up for the cast? Just in theory.
In theory, of course. Well, an amazing start here from Team Flash. Take the flash away from Dawn in the top side.
We were having a good time chatting, and I feel like Dawn just ran in 1v2 and stopped our conversation. That was kind of rude of you there, Dawn.
Cut in the conversation. He was doing a favor for all the players back home. Ellie's gonna have to flash over the wall, get out there. Burns a summoner spell on the bot side as well.
Yeah, very odd start to this match. Dawn going into aggressive, Ellie kind of getting caught in the river, trying to go for a deep ward. Credits to J-Team. It's their aggressive warding line, which spotted Ellie out, and now Flash is already blown. Exactly where you would want them to be for both of these sides. Team Flash get a lead top side, J-Team get a lead bot side.
We'll have to see how much that actually comes into play, of course, when without the flash on the center, a lot more vulnerability, especially against the Rakan.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about what was happening there, why Coyote and Shy were rotating around together. I'm going to save that just for a second, because I think both sides trading for the Scuttle Crab. Zisu takes a good amount of damage, has to flash away now. A bit more damage onto Coyote. Coyote starts to move back with the barrier. Forced under turret with the wave stacked against him.
Granted, we call that as a woof here. You burn 2 flashes on the side of J-Team, you get the Scuttle Crab for yourself, and you only lose a Zisu's flash. The problem now is Team Flash's bot lane looking a little bit low on health. Cherry is coming. The Hawkshot sees this.
Cherry running down, but Ellie without much HP to play for has to start channeling the recall. Barry trying to get in. They try to block the recall, but it goes through. Empty is standing right beside him, checking Cherry, checking DY and Barry, stopping them, keeping them off the turret.
The stars align here for Team Flash, and the best part of that is Cherry has not eaten a jungle camp for the last minute. He failed to get the Scuttle Crab that was smited away by Zissou. Cherry tried to go for the bot dive. He flashed on mid lane. So many actions taken, so many moves used, so much tempo lost to get nothing, and Zissou's gonna have a great lead off that.
Okay, so let's go back to the thing that I had to put off when we were explaining.
I kinda don't wanna.
The moves from Coyote
They're gonna fight again.
To go in the mid lane and then go to the top side.
Yes, well, they just want to push the waves together. They want to avoid the 1v1 matchup early on. Look at this, though.
Arrow lands on
no
Dawn.
damage.
Remember, he used his flash earlier on Zissou with a perfectly timed kick to get first blood in the semifinals.
See, granted, I consider myself a pretty good player. I consider my mechanics pretty good. I know damage numbers, you know? And I looked at that situation and I thought,
damage numbers? Like the word?
Damage numbers, granted. And I thought they don't have enough damage to kill Dawn, especially with DY there. But Team Flash just played it perfectly. The Rakan knocked up. Nobody. He couldn't hit anybody because Team Flash, Shy, and Zissou, the ones that need to have the good thumbs today, just timed their spell so well to dodge everything, kick DY into Dawn. Perfect execution from Team Flash, and that's how you would love to see them start it off. Coyote playing the map, Zissou and Shy playing the mechanics.
Ellie also looking for a little bit of damage onto Barry. They have empty buy as well. Unfortunately, I don't think this amounts into too much, but at least J-Team, I think, lose some tempo and pressure off this.
I kind of love that Barry's just 1v2ing them and winning right now.
Transcendent Embrace onto Ellie. An auto attack away from a solo kill onto Ellie, but Barry now without mana and without much chances. Arrow comes through, manages to hold DY in place, but will be able to stop the kill from coming across. Ignite down onto Ellie, an auto attack difference, and Ellie goes down a 1-for-1 trade in the bot side.
But we call that a worth play yet again. It's Zissou that gets a second kill in exchange for DY getting a kill of his own. That's definitely a trade that you take. The best part of this whole scenario is DY might not have his quickness in time for a pre-Dragon skirmish.
Especially with a minute, less than a minute away to Dragon and Rift House and Inferno Drake. We know how Team Flash like to play these games out.
They love it.
Scaling is the name of the game, and Inferno definitely helps them get there.
Scaling is the name of the game, but Team Flash is also a team that plays so very well with tempo, which they now have. They've been getting the kills, they've been getting the pick. Coyote has hit 2 out of 2 Enchanted Crystal Arrows that he's fired already this game. His third is going to be off cooldown soon. Are they going to look for a play here? Hullbreaker is up from Pan. That results in him going down to the Dragon lane, putting some pressure down there. But I don't really think J-Team can find any play.
Very interesting setup here by J-Team with 4 members moving towards the bot side. Dawn also looking for the recall, trying to join in with the team, whichever side they want to try and go for. Zissou skirts around the Scuttle Crab. will not be spotted out by the vision, and so I don't think J-Team actually know this is going down.
No, they don't know this is going down. They have a suspicion, probably. That's what Dawn is coming for. Now he's going to want that out.
A dive in the bot side, Coyote stuck in the 1 versus 2. Send an embrace used by Coyote with the barrier and the shield. Clears out the wave. J-Team back off. Rift Tower goes down. Goes over to Team Flash. We're back in the game, thankfully, but so much is going on right away. Dragon's gonna go down. He goes over to Team Flash. They pick it up so quickly. They get the Rift Tower. They go for the Dragon. First pick up down, and Cherry goes down with it. Two dead on the side of J-Team.
Team Flash got the Dragon as well. Zissou got in and managed to steal it away.
I know I said that, Omo.
I didn't even notice that. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you here, Grandin. And once again, Team Flash trading up big time on the map. 2-for-1 kills. We get mid turret, you get top turret. The trades are happening. Sure, J-Team are trading, but every trade so far has been favorable. Best trade use going to Team Flash.
Without needing to use the Rift Tower as well in the mid lane, still being able to hold on to that, get to use that off in a side lane somewhere else. And we're also seeing now Pan coming in here with the Hullbreaker, so we're starting to move into the next phase of the game where the macro starts to come into play a little bit more. Let's take a look at that replay again.
All right, so the setup, this is exactly what we talked about. Barry and DY are already so low, no ultis available. I want to see how Zissou gets this. He flashes, hits the Sonic Wave, flies mid-air, and smites it while flying mid-air. Yeah, Zissou, that's a little bit too clean, isn't it?
That's a little bit too clean.
He flashes, throws the Q not at the Dragon, but at one of the targets outside the pit that he knows he'll hit, and while flying, fades away, drive-by, smite steals. If I'm Cherry after that one, my mental is really going to this guy, I swear.
It didn't work at the bot side, now I'm trying to go for Dragon.
I can't even get the Scuttle Crab, let me have the Dragon, man.
Doesn't get to work that way. Team Flash get one more condition for their late game, for their scaling. J-Team need to put the pressure, put the heat on against Team Flash.
While you were talking, it changed. I was going to point out really quickly that DY had more gold than Cherry, but Cherry cleared the Raptor Cam and he's back to a barely above his support.
She had the Crystal Arrow in the bot side. That makes it 3 out of 4, 75% for Coyote.
No, but how good is Coyote? Every single arrow he shoots is cross-map. He doesn't even bother moving. He doesn't even bother going closer. He knows he's gonna land it.
Zissou pulls Cherry back, but Zissou might get taken down. Shield coming across, does not manage to get it from Ellie, but is still fighting on the turret. Zissou does not die here. J-Team gain nothing off this exchange.
The lane assignments are so good for Team Flash, but they want more.
Shuriken flip, and on the pond they go. They get the shroud. Shy still ill. Gets the perfect execution. The kill down on the pond. Cherry falls in the back line. Shy comes down. DY flies across the map. Comes in with the Ignite. Finally takes down the Akali. He's moving on to Empty as well. Dawn joining into the fight. Ellie and Empty in a 2 versus 2, but it's not a good one for them. J-Team trade back for one.
J-Team trade back, but look at the map. Look at how Team Flash trade and how they put pressure on the map. Coyote has been in the barrel lane this whole time. Call back to what I talked about, Grandin. Lane assignments on Team Flash are so good. They know Coyote doesn't need to be there. Oh, what's this?
Kickback, damage, arrow again.
4 for 5.
Coyote picks up yet another kill. I think that's 80% now.
This is like one of those games, if you're on J-Team, it's like one of those games where you queue up solo queue and you play against the smurfing mid-jungle duo and you kind of just want to go next.
Infinitely more tempo here for Team Flash with every instance of their ultimates back up. Almost seems like a confirmed kill here for Flash.
It really is. Every single ult that Coyote has used so far, bar one, has resulted in a kill for Team Flash, has resulted in a kill participation stat for Shy or for Zissou, some extra gold in their pockets. Call back to how that chain of events started off. Dragon was taken, Herald was taken, whatever, right? But then you talk about the lane assignments after that. Coyote was in mid lane, clearing out the waves. Empty's fine here. They know that Coyote doesn't need to be with the team because half of his spells are cross-map. Hawkshot is cross-map, Enchanted Crystal Arrow is cross-map. The rest of Team Flash, they stick together, group in the bot lane, pressure you down. So effectively, it's a 4.5 against a 4 from J-Team. And Team Flash just executes so cleanly on the mechanics. Coyote catches the waves, gets the kills. Zissou does the cross-country from bot to top, and now they're going for another fight.
J-Team start off with 5 members, collapsing in. Cherry looking for the engage, gets the Cyclone down first, but Zissou very quickly responds, gets the kickback, but it's onto the clone. They want to take down the Wukong. Shy over to the back line, finally taking down the Rift Tower and goes over to the J-Team, but it's stuck in the pit. DY flashes away. J-Team have lost one, and Team Flash one more. Unfortunately, does not look like they can find it.
That's a small win here for J-Team. Finally, a trade goes their way. It seemed It seemed like a big team fight win from J-Team. I don't know how no one on the side of Team Flash dropped there. They landed all their spells. Cyclone onto 2, Knock Up onto 3. Barry, I think, hit 2 or 3 with his ultimate as well.
Yeah,
but they're
big
just a little bit too far behind in gold. Not enough damage. Look at Lucian's items. 1 Howlbreaker, 1 Phage. What damage are you going to be doing right now? J-Team have none. And that's why even though everything lands, you can't kill.
If you guys recall earlier on, we showed the top 5 KDAs,
Yes.
and on that
it?
screen, we had DY coming in, I believe, second. Look at his score
Was
right
Barry
now.
in there as well?
I think Barry was.
Goodbye, Barry. Enjoy it while it lasted.
A good amount of kills going over to DY. He's 3-2 right now, but that's a lot of gold on your Rakan and not on a carry, which is why J-Team lacking some damage.
Oh man, here we go.
Once again in a bad spot with quickness and the grand entrance gets a knock up on the Team Flash. Perhaps here with the Transcendent Embrace,
Coyote's dead.
J-Team might finally get a fight that looks good for them. Coyote goes down 1 for 1 so far. They managed to take down a second in the fall of Shine. Zissou held in place here by J-Team, and J-Team bite back with Cherry not going down. Looking for the ultimate from Ellie. It does not land.
And that's a win here for J-Team. They caught Team Flash unaware. Team Flash thought they were catching DY, but J-Team, they had their entire team there. They funneled Team Flash into the choke. The culling from Pan did so much. They weren't able to turn in time. They weren't able to get away from the chokehold.
Bye-bye Dragon.
Bye-bye Dragon. That's the first big win here for J-Team. Look at this series of events. They do catch Pan, but what do they spend for it? The kick from Zissou is the big one to keep in mind. And now look at the angle that Pan comes in from. Fantastic follow-up to Barry's ultimate. Cherry comes in, chains the crowd control. Shy tries his best, but that's exactly what we said was in it, Grandin. It's so hard for Akali to play against these champions. You go into Shroud, they still see you, you're tethered. Wukong's gonna spin on you, there's nothing you can do.
Very good awareness, presence of mind for Cherry to dodge there. Well, I mean, it's an easy mechanical move from him. But of course, we don't want to let anything happen there.
Well, that's kind of an issue, though, isn't it? If Zissou was doing the most damage on Lee Sin in your team.
Sure, but Coyote was getting knocked away so quickly. Shy couldn't get into the fight by then.
Yeah, but Ash is never going to be a big DPS dealer, especially with the build that he's gone for. High amounts of CDR. He wants to be firing the arrows off cooldown. He's going to be able to, but when you get to the mid-game, when you get to the late-game, damage responsibility really needs to come from Shy, and it needs to come from Ellie as well. Good news, though, is Ellie is kind of scaling up. He's got 2 items already. It's not too bad.
All right, JT managed to pluck the hole a little bit. They look for a catch onto DY, a little bit of damage on the Rakan. A quick kick away and a kill going across the Team Flash. Looking for a second on the Cherry with the Transcendent Embrace coming in once again. But J-Team already losing 2 members. It's time to back away. They're going to leave Dawn to play to his own devices. He gets the Flash over the wall, and a hunt begins for Team Flash.
I think this is where you see the key differences start to show here from both team compositions. When Team Flash are fighting front to back, when Team Flash are not stuck in a choke, it's so difficult to kill them with the Senna Nasus. And I feel like this is something J-Team should know. This is something J-Team should understand, because Senna Nasus is one of the most picked duos in the WRL. You give it over to Team Flash, they know how to execute it. They love this combo themselves. And this combo is paying off big time for Team Flash because they are not dying in any of these team fights.
And for a second, it looked like J-Team had finally managed to plug the hole in the ship. But just as I think that, very quickly, Team Flash come in with another wave, surges in, and again, the ship's capsizing.
Yeah, you know, honestly, if J-Team had a little bit more scaling, I would have some faith in their team composition. I would have some faith in the game state. But if you talk about scaling, it's truly only Dawn on this Riven who can pop off in the later stages of the game. He's got 3 items. That's good news for J-Team. But the rest of the champions here, Black Cleaver, Howlbreaker, Lucian, Karma, Dragon Lane, Wukong, Jungle, you just lack the damage, I feel.
We've got Baron up now, and the Dragon coming up in a matter of minutes. J-Team used to Reptile on the bot side, so at least distract Zissou for a few moments. Question is, do they get anything out of this exchange?
Well, you look at how the lane assignments are being played out yet again now by Team Flash. You have Zissou shoving in the Dragon Lane, getting some farm for himself, but also because he's one of the more mobile characters here. He's able to just traverse the map very easily. I want to point out a buy here from Coyote as well, onto the Twin Shadows, onto the Spooky Ghost. That's great, because your team comp doesn't want to face check. Your team comp wants info like this.
Playing on top of the vision, on top of the wall, J-Team very quickly get caught with Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Zissou looking for the flank angle, but Coyote goes down. Zissou gets the kick, but dives into the 5-man strong J-Team, and they still have everyone up and fighting, quickly taking down Team Flash. 4 going over to J-Team.
Sorry, I misspoke. That's big for J-Team. Now they're going for the Baron here as well.
Of course.
Team Flash thought that they caught J-Team, but they weren't aware that J-Team had 2 members over the wall, camping, waiting for them to go in.
And a mistake here from Team Flash means Baron quickly going down. J-Team close the distance. Once again, only 2,000 gold behind.
Look at where Cherry and Dawn are perfect from the two of them, and exactly the two characters that you want in the flanking position as well.
My
this is
goodness.
a perfect setup from Team Flash. Well, it was a great setup from Team Flash to try to get the pick, but they just weren't aware that J-Team were even more well prepared for this. It's quite baffling because J-Team, they're sacrificing tempo, they're losing waves in bot lane, but they spotted the opportunity for the play and they went for it.
It's almost as you said, Omo. If you fight in a choke point, J-Team win.
Yeah, J-Team have been winning every fight in the choke points. Team Flash have been winning every fight out in the open, every fight out in the plains, 5v5, front to back. Team Flash cannot lose with the Sand and Nasus. But the goal lead is all but evened up, Brendan. It's basically a neck-and-neck game right now.
And yet J-Team aren't able to get the waves in. They're trying to look for a dive now, but even with that, the position from Coyote cuts the flank
that's
off.
huge!
Dawn over by the side. They're looking for a catch on the Pan, and the Crystal Arrow will go wide. Pan still outputting damage with his ultimate. The culling comes across. Cherry flashes away, but still tagged by Coyote. Kill goes over to Ellie, but Dawn in the top side.
And Dawn's gonna do a lot of damage to this turret as well. He hurts.
Going down.
He's popped the Rivenality. He gets the extra 80. He's gonna get it.
Inhibitor goes down to Dawn. Shy tries to run over, but it's too late. They've already got the inhibitor. Opens up a window of opportunity, a lane for J-Team.
And this is basically all J-Team need right now, because if you look at the Elder Dragon, that's 5 seconds away. J-Team just needs to be patient, play off the waves, kite away the Ash Arrow, use the speed boost from Karma to run away when Team Flash try to engage, because eventually someone on the side of Team Flash needs to answer that top lane open inhibitor, need to answer the super minions, and J-Team will win the war of attrition here. The early game was fantastic, nearly flawless from Team Flash, but a couple of mistakes getting punished by J-Team in the mid game, and now I feel like they're set up in a winning position.
Elder Cloud Drake up for Team Flash. Zissou was one, so now Team Flash need to make a decision. How do you play around the Elder Drake? JT giving Team Flash a taste of their own medicine. Say, this is what happens. We flip the gold advantage on you.
They don't know Dawn is here. He's in a flanking position with no vision on him. No one knows he's here right now.
He's off by the sideline looking for this flank angle. He'll likely find it to get a kickback over on the pod. There we go. Dawn joins in. He gets quickly on the Coyote, on the Ellie, but he flashed over the wall into the rip up. Zissou's over by the side. He gets a kill and a Guardian Angel going down. They're trying to take down Zissou. They managed to do it. Dawn off by the side, still with GA up, taking damage from Coyote and Ellie, but survives through it all.
Let's think about what happened right now. You lose your mid laner for a jungler. That means you have a fight advantage, but not really a lot of damage to kill this. J-Team can take it down, but it's gonna take a while. I think the safer play is to back away here, reset, and take the fight again.
Looking for a re-engage. DY is there. Dawn taking a lot of damage. Barry coming through as well. Gives the shield over to his team.
They don't know what's being done.
Noodle fight on both sides, but the dragon slowly being shipped away. J-Team only 3,000 HP away from picking this one up. The arrow comes across. They have the smite. They're trying to take it. They manage to find the Elder Drake. Empty cannot stop them even with the help of the arrow.
And that's the wall of attrition that we talked about, Grandin. Team Flash had to go home. Coyote had to go home to answer the super minions from the top lane. And J-Team Cherry was leashing the dragon for so long. Let's take a look at his flank here for Dawn. This basically wins the game for his team. He burns Coyote and Ellie's flash immediately. When the fight starts, both of them have no flash, out of position, cannot do any damage. So even though Zissou finds an amazing play, even though Zissou kills Pan basically solo, his teammates cannot back him up. And Dawn has GA. Dawn's mobile. He's got the shielding for Barry. He's got his own GA. He can't die here. That's Elder for J-Team.
Okay, we said this game was going to go down to Barry and DY, but Dawn has been phenomenal. His positioning, his ability to flank, his lane control, amazing from J-Team and from Dawn specifically.
He gets caught.
This is a bad spot here for Empty. The culling taking him down low quickly. Goggles Stoneplay gives him a little bit more help. But you see as J-Team find their first pickup in their fight. The bot lane duo from Team Flash quickly falls after Coyote goes down. 3 dead on Team Flash. J-Team pushing the mid wave.
J-Team have the wave. They have the champions. They're gonna end it right here.
A nearly perfect start for Team Flash, but J-Team give them a taste of their own medicine, flip the gold graph around and pick up game number 1.
That's exactly the story here, Grandin. You look at the gold graph, it was kind of even, and suddenly Team Flash flipped the switch. They take over the game. J-Team did the same thing back to Team Flash. A couple of mistakes here and there, a couple of team fights and choke points, and J-Team know exactly what they need to do. It doesn't matter that Cherry's so far behind. Dawn's ahead in gold. Cherry just needs to go win. Cyclone onto Ellie, Cyclone onto Coyote, and Dawn is more than happy to just clean.
Of Team Flash off guard, and I feel like that's something that they have to prevent in the next game. Vision is going to be incredibly important once more against Dawn.
Yeah, again, going back to the beginning of that draft, swapping out, compared to what JDG did, they swapped out the Ashe ban for Shen, right? I asked for a while, what's the answer for Shy on the top side of the map? This game it was Akali, but that felt very answered by the picks. The knockups by Wukong, the knockup by Rakan, the charm by Rakan. It felt like there was a lot of different ways that you could neutralize the impact that Shy was having.
Yeah, I want to talk about